Okay, but seriously. Welcome to Disney Twisted Media. Welcome back, everybody. You know, this scene got so much crap, but can we please remember that really he was just trying to cheer up Yuna, who, by the way, was just at this point beginning her journey to basically go commit suicide or get herself killed to destroy Sin and then start this whole cycle over again with her final summon, and then one of her guardians would then themselves become Sin to continue the crappy cycle of Sin. Sucks. It's like a really, really crappy sermon. Anyways, welcome back to Disney Twisted Media. I had to put that laughing scene in there because that game got so much crap for that laughing scene. At least that's like a lot of people like to make fun of, not realizing that this dude, Titus, I called him Titus, some people call him Titus, he was just a happy, go jolly guy. Like, we all remember Squall. We all remember that, you know, Cloud was kind of like moody, and then Zidane was like this weird little monkey guy, and then you had Titus. Titus, I don't know. I call him Titus. All right. So, will there be a Final Fantasy X-3? You know, maybe, but way down the road. You have to remember that Final Fantasy X came out a long time ago. Like, when the PlayStation 2 first came out, and the graphics were like, blew your mind. Most people these days will never realize what it was like to transition from PlayStation 1 graphics to PlayStation 2. It was just like a whole new world, especially like the Metal Gear Solid game that came out as well. But anyways, I played Final Fantasy X, great game, sad. Then I played Final Fantasy X-2, and you got, you know, Yuna here in her booty shorts. I'll be honest, that was a weird game, but I like the costumes, if you know what I mean. Definitely like the costumes. Huge fan, okay? But the story was hokey. Like, honestly, the opening scene with like a little pop. What can I do for you? What can I do for you? I can't. Like, okay, that was weird. But it was kind of catchy, but definitely didn't really make you feel that awesome. And then the 1,000 words. Okay, 1,000 words was really sad. But whatever. It was like a homage of Charlie's. Final Fantasy X-2 was like a homage of like a mixture of Charlie's Angels, like some kind of weird like, you know, self fantasy of a music video, whatnot, whatever. They had everything mixed up. The girls look great though. Final Fantasy X-3, what would it even be? Let's even take a look. For my guess, Final Fantasy X-3 would be finally Titus comes back with Yuna and they work together to go fight off like another version of Sin, or some other ancient evil that took over, or maybe even go back to the ancient days of Xanderkin. Who knows? Or maybe try to rebuild the whole world. I don't know. Because if I remember correctly, Final Fantasy X-2 didn't really leave everything back into one piece, okay? Huge opening, and then of course you had to have like the perfect ending in order to see Titus again. So, fans have been clamoring, yes, for another game in the World of Spirit for quite some time, with rumors of Final Fantasy X-3 being thrown around for years. I haven't heard much, to be honest with you. This article just kind of popped up on my feed. I was like, oh, I want to talk about this. All right. So, it looks like it may be getting some point. But, release date. Nothing about a release date. However, Tetsuya Nomura did, however, cause a major stir within the Final Fantasy community back in 2021, which honestly was just last year, when he revealed that a synopsis for the game had actually already been written. For all of us know that synopsis, just like basically, like, this is what would happen in the game. This is what would occur. Okay? He said, if we were to make X-3, we somehow have a synopsis written by Final Fantasy X writer Kazuhige Nojima. I'm pretty sure I butchered that first name. Mr. Nojima. It's sleeping right now, but the plot itself does exist. Okay, so they have something in there. But let's be honest, they're really just focusing right now on Final Fantasy VII Remake 2. Or, I don't remember what it's called. Remake 2. With a really nice photo field. So that's kind of what they're really focused on right now. And there was like a little trailer came out where like Tifa was showing Aerith how to like, you know, stick out that leg, show some thigh, and get somebody to pull over. But we're not going to talk about that right now. Let's go back to Final Fantasy X-3. So they say the story does exist. Okay, cool. I'm sure there's a lot of scripts just lying around everywhere, especially in an office like as big as those guys. Like, it has to be huge. There's tons of stories everywhere. I remember for a while they supposedly lost like the actual data to Final Fantasy VIII. That's why the Final Fantasy VIII, I don't want to call it a remake. I want to call it remaster. Final Fantasy VIII Remaster took so long to make, supposedly. I don't know. I think they could have done a better job with it myself personally. When I spent $30 on it and I just saw like the character models were slightly better, I was like, eh. And then like the music wasn't even as good as the master version. Like I played the 1999 version. I think it was like a better like the greatest hits version, and it had like all the cool music. Did sound as good in the remastered, but whatever. I'll back up. So Tetsuya Nomura is saying the probability is not zero. We're not in a phase where we can talk about it unless we have finished producing Final Fantasy VII Remake, and that's what I kind of just said. They're kind of focusing more on Final Fantasy VII Remake 2. Because even though Final Fantasy VII Remake... Oh, of course I clicked back on this picture. Even though Final Fantasy VII Remake did well, it didn't do as well as they thought it would or hoped it would in order to really like keep making more and more money. These days, unfortunately, video games, at least in the mindset of video game companies, especially stockholders, they have to have all that revenue, all those toxic loot boxes, all that trash in order to be considered a success. So these kind of stories, these kind of games... They're really dependent upon collector's edition, special edition, super ultimate, fantastic, we love you collector's edition, where they have like a giant statue and like you get a t-shirt and baseball cap, all the craziness, and you spend like $500 on a game. Whatever. Let's see here. I think I actually bought, Halo Reach. I got the collector's edition with the cool little statues and everything. That was awesome. I got that. But that was pretty much the only collector's edition, I think. Let me look back here before I rub my mouth too much. Nope, that's the only collector's edition. Other than that, this giant actual Berserk sword, pretty much the most money I've ever spent on any kind of collector's item for a video game. So let's go down. So, as noted, the story for Final Fantasy X-3 has already got a synopsis, but we do not currently know where Square Enix is looking to take the series. Right, because Final Fantasy X-2 has been a long time. It was kind of a goofy... music video, Charlie's Angels. I mean, the girls look great, again, like I said, but I didn't really leave the story feeling like I got my money's worth. It was just kind of hokey, it was kind of weird. I only played it through once, and then I kind of just tossed it aside, forgot about it. Granted, it wasn't a very masculine game. I mean, it was really, really girly, and that's how I had to put it. Really, really girly. The girls look great. Obviously, if you enjoy looking at girls, it looks fantastic. But other than that, it was kind of eh. However, according to this little last part of the article right here, it says, interestingly, there was an audio drama created following the events of Final Fantasy X-2, although that has been planned by fans for the most part. So it's not known if this will be kept as canon or whether Square Enix decide to retcon it. Blah, blah, but we not currently know where it's going. So honestly, this kind of just seems like one of those nothing burgers. But would this actually happen? Again, would this actually come out? Would 10.3 actually exist? I'll tell you what, I think it largely hinges upon Final Fantasy VII 2, or Final Fantasy VII Remake 2, and how successful it's going to be. I mean, other than Tidus and Yuna, we already had, like, having them go on an adventure as a couple. We've already, kind of like, I think it was Final Fantasy 12, we've already had the story of Tidus. We already had the story of Yuna kind of becoming her own person, going out having an adventure, kind of finding herself, so to speak. So we already had that. So in order for a third one to really exist, to like really justify itself, it has to be something really big and groundbreaking, and really solidify the romance that we never really got to experience at the end of Final Fantasy X, and that you only saw like a brief little glimpse of at Final Fantasy X-2 if you murdered yourself to get it. So will it happen? I'll be honest, I don't think so. I like to talk about it because, you know, sometimes I love talking about Final Fantasy games. I don't get to talk about them very often, at least not as often as I'd like to. But I kind of doubt it. Let me know what you guys think. And also let me know, why did you guys play Final Fantasy 2? Was it like me, just because of the cute girls, or did you also play it because you were hoping that Yuna would hook up with Tidus again, or Tidus? I was a little bit of both. I went there for the Tidus-Yuna relationship, I stayed for the girls, and then I just YouTubed the ending because I was like, I was not going to try to get the perfect 100%. Let me know what you guys think. Sorry about this. I kind of was hoping, I just found this article, I grabbed some things real quick, and I was kind of hoping that it'd give me a little bit more than it did, but, you know, it is what it is. All right, Tidus, come on, man. One more time. Ready? Thanks, buddy. We'll see you all next time. Have a great one.